I believe in the kingdom way of production. I hear people talk about working hard, and I agree with it. But why is it that some people work really hard, but with a little result? It's because they don't care of the way to get results. I have discovered that the way of the kingdom is the best when it comes to bearing fruit in abundance. Don't just work hard for the sake of working hard, but work the kingdom way. Follow the kingdom way of production, and you will be amazed of the results in your life. I'm a results-minded person. When something is not working and it brings no results, I throw it away. I don't want to waste my life on earth for nothing. The Bible says that by this our Father is glorified, that we bear much fruit. There is a story recorded in the Bible about Esau and Jacob. They were the sons of Isaac and Rebekah. Before their birth, in their mother's womb, they were fighting. Because of that battle, their mother chose to consult the Lord about what was going on. And the Lord replied and made her know that she had two nations in her womb. He also said the elder will serve the younger, which means they were prophetically positioned to have a different production system and a different mindset when it comes to being productive. Before they were born, God said that the elder will work for the younger, meaning all people like Esau will be the nation of Jacob's servant. Or let me put it the other way, Jacob's way of production will be higher than the Esau one. To be effective and productive doesn't come by itself. There is a mindset that positions someone in a certain production system. You can decide today which of those nations you want to belong to. These two people were different in their lives. Seeing Jacob as the employer and Esau as a servant, from how these two boys are described in the Bible, we are told that Esau was a hunter and Jacob was a breeder and a farmer. How is a hunter? He wakes up in the morning and runs after a small antelope or gazelle, and once he catches it, he won't continue. He will come back home and eat it. Then once he finishes it, he gets back to hunt again. When he goes back and hunts, he grabs another one, he returns home and eats it, which means that he may eat it for 2 days while he rests. Once he finishes it too, then he goes back to the forest to hunt for another. He will keep doing this again and again. The problem is, these animals that he is killing are decreasing in numbers with time. One day, he will return home as he went to the forest, empty. That is what happened to Esau. One particular day, he came back home with nothing. And then he made a terrible mistake by selling his birthright that he will regret for the rest of his life. That means a hunter will be forced to give away something valuable on his life just to put food on his table. Not only that, when his father Isaac asked for food in order to bless him, he had nothing in the house. He had to go to the forest to hunt again. That means a hunter will have nothing in the saving when opportunities open up before him. I believe that Jacob probably went hunting just once and then came home, hauled himself off a little bit and starved for a moment, refused to eat it, but breed it. Jacob understood that he doesn't need to find another antelope because God has placed unlimited antelopes in the belly of that one. The moment you collect a paycheck from your employer and all you see is how we collect another one next month, you are an Esau. You will always work for Jacob. While Esau was running after the animals in the forest, Jacob, in the other hand, the animals were running in the belly of each other, ready to be born. What I want you to see in this example is that as long as you are in the production system that says, what I get, I have to eat it and finish it before I get something else, you are doing like Esau. But others are in the production system that says, what I get there, I will add more value to it, that I may not have to work for it again. So if you finish your salary before you collect another one next month, you are like Esau. But Jacob will work on that salary so as one day you will not have to wait for another paycheck. In life, the way people are set in their mind shows what they will achieve. One will always be poor and the other will always be rich. One will always have and the other will always lack. The production system of Esau was weak. That's why he ended working for Jacob. God said so. Everyone who has the same mindset as Esau will always work for others. That is why in Romans chapter 9, God said that he hates Esau and loved Jacob. He was referring to the way of thinking and all the character behind. Esau's method requires a lot of physical effort, but Jacob uses his mind a lot. He thinks about it, prepares, and sets a list of goals in order to achieve his purpose. And then go for it and work to achieve, to bring into manifestation his plan. Esau will call Jacob a lazy person, but in reality, Esau was the lazy one. When Esau came home, he found Jacob probably sitting or eating, and Esau came back tired from running in hills. It's possible that Esau may have thought that Jacob was lazy. But the truth is, they were animals in his backyard multiplying. You cannot beat the power of seed. Jesus said that if you cannot understand the parable of the sower, then you cannot understand anything in the kingdom. The Esaus may think life is unfair, but God hates Esau and loves Jacob. God had just said that the elder will save the younger. There's nothing you can do about that principle. If you are an Esau, you will always work for Jacob. You have to decide not to spend everything. If you get paid and get to a point where you kill everything and then wait for another salary at the end of the month, you act like an Esau. What is laziness? If you look closely at these two ways of working, as we have already described, you can now see that Esau is a lazy one. In Proverbs chapter 12, In the verse 27, the Bible says, "The lazy man does not roast what he took in the hunting, but diligence is the man's precious possession." When we talked about a lazy person, understand what we mean. The verse that we have just read means that a lazy person eats meat that is not roasted, which means even if he gets it, he eats it as it is. In this context, roasting means adding value, adding beauty to what you have gained, and raising it to another level. For what is roasted and what is not do not have the same value. A lazy person can kill an animal, removes its head, and sell it while it is still bleeding. But the diligent man takes the animal, says to himself, "I can take this meat and roast them well, package them, and then I can get more money from them." A diligent person will always look ways on how to add value to his product. It is laziness in some African countries which sell their precious stones for a few couple of dollars and then buy them later very expensive in the form of jewelries. In fact, it's the same stone, but you buy it 10 times expensive just because someone else thought about how to improve them. That's laziness. You didn't want to work on it. You have to get to a point where you get out of the mass of others who are lazy. The diligent man thinks of improving until there is no other way at his disposal to improve. Esau uses force, but Jacob uses his head, his mind. The potato and the bananas which we buy and sell in our local market may be expensive somewhere else. We need people who think, who strategize for maximum impact. For whatever you have found to do, get to it with all your strength. You must maximize. They are not only prayer that make you progress, but the organization of your work, the system of your production. I don't understand why some pastors with 100 people in their congregation still preach themselves alone. Put in the effort of training others and see how many Christians you will have after all the 100 are involved in soul winning. Let them also come to the evangelistic site. Don't just raise followers, but train leaders and experience the miracle of growth. In this way, on the other, the profitability of your work doesn't depend on what you are doing alone, but how you are doing it. The way is important. When you read in the Bible, in Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 10, the Bible says, "Say to the righteous that it shall be well with them, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings." Can you see that? The righteous should eat the fruit of his doing and not work hard just to end up with nothing because the profits are in the pockets of others. Many brethren have come to me for counsel. They told me they don't know what is happening in their business because apparently they seem to do fine. Their business is doing fine. They have customers. Their products are good and appreciated. They don't just understand why they are not making any progress. Some have even insinuated some kind of spirit that takes away money. But my analysis has led me to conclude that there is no such thing as a spirit that takes money. It is just a lack of a robust production system. For sure, thinking is the hardest job than working with a heavy hammer. But there are those who choose to hit the ground than just sit and think. To build a strong system production, you have to think. You have to build and get a structure that allows the multiplication of all your seeds. If you are thinking of adding values, if you are thinking of multiplication, then you are thinking the kingdom way of production. Remain blessed.